Hello everyone, I'm Minyeong Kim from Gangwon National University, and today I'll be talking about user perceptions and interruptibility for proactive conversational microlearning services at home. The recent widespread of smart speakers at home offers a unique opportunity to enhance learning experiences and expand learning opportunities by proactively providing microlearning in daily life. However, such proactive provision can distract users. While prior studies have investigated opportune moments for proactive smart speakers or proactive conversational services, however, their insights or their findings may not be directly applicable to proactive microlearning services. This is because the prior studies have focused on conversational interactions lasting less than a minute, whereas microlearning sessions typically range from 3 to 10 minutes. Furthermore, they have considered hypothetical scenarios, for example, asking a user's current mood, which may not hold practical value for users. Literature suggests that factors like interest, entertainment, relevance of the content significantly influence user perception and interruptibility. Therefore, offering realistic proactive service is further explorable. In this study, we aim to investigate user perceptions and opportune moments for a more than 1-minute microlearning interaction with a proactive smart speaker in domestic setting. To achieve this, we first conducted 6 pilot studies to iteratively develop SpeechMaster. SpeechMaster is a proactive conversational microlearning service that provides speech shadowing in learners' daily life. Learners can practice their English pronunciation by engaging in speech shadowing, in other words, by repeating after the shadowing sentence that SpeechMaster provides. SpeechMaster starts with an activity inquiry, asking the learner's current activities to collect their context before engaging in SpeechMaster. Then, it inquires about the learner's willingness to engage in speech shadowing. If learners respond yes, SpeechMaster provides speech shadowing sentences that the learners can repeat after. While engaged in speech shadowing, SpeechMaster periodically prompts learners at 3, 5, 7, and 9-minute intervals, asking if they wish to continue. After 10 minutes, SpeechMaster automatically terminates itself. We integrated SpeechMaster into a commercial smart speaker, Google Nest Mini, and developed a speaker add-on device to enable proactive operation. The add-on device secretly sends a pre-recorded voice command that triggers SpeechMaster to the speaker at random intervals, ranging from 30 to 90 minutes. As a result, SpeechMaster is proactively activated every 60 minutes on average within an operating period. With SpeechMaster, we conducted our main study. For the main study, we first conducted an online orientation and then a 3-week field study in the learners' homes. After the field study, we conducted exit interviews. We then analyzed the collected usage logs and interviews to investigate user perceptions and opportune moments. In our analysis, we examined overall user perception, overall usage patterns and interruptibility across different user contexts. For the user contexts, we considered activity, spatial, and temporal contexts prior to engaging in SpeechMaster. Regarding overall user perception, we found that proactive microlearning is perceived as non-distracting and enhances learning opportunities in daily life. However, learners engaged in speech shadowing for only about 0.5% of the total learning sessions, suggesting that identifying opportune moments is still important to maximize learning opportunities. Next, we examined overall usage pattern and interruptibility and found that learners engaged in microlearning tasks primarily for 3 duration types: moment or less than 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 10 minutes. We conceptualized interruptibility as the possibility of learners engaging in microlearning for a given duration and investigated interruptibility for these 3 interaction duration types. Next, we examined interruptibility across different user contexts. First, we investigated interruptibility across activity contexts and discovered that interruptibility varied significantly across activity contexts. Regardless of duration types, learners were more interruptible in certain activity contexts. For example, learners were more interruptible in contexts of using media, resting, studying and working, self-caring, and returning from outside or other room. In contrast, they were less interruptible during napping or sleeping or hygiene activities. From exit interviews, we could identify 4 contextual factors related to activity contexts. The productivity level of learner activities was deeply related to interruptibility. Learners mentioned that they preferred to engage in microlearning as it was a more productive way to spend their time, rather than wasting it on activities like watching YouTube or resting. Concentration was also an important factor, as learners reported that it was easier to participate in microlearning while doing activities that required low concentration, such as house chores or resting. The possible duration of learners' current activities, which is the duration for which learners can pause their ongoing activities, influenced interruptibility. For example, learners commonly mentioned activities such as taking showers or bathroom functions as non-pausable, and hygiene activities consistently showed low interruptibility. In contrast, using media, resting, and returning from outside or other room were identified as pausable for a longer duration, as these activities often did not involve immediate follow-up tasks. Lastly, auditory and verbal channel availability affected interruptibility, because in situations where learners could not hear the speaker due to the noise of a vacuum cleaner or could not pronounce properly while eating, learners were not able to engage in microlearning for a long duration. Next, we investigated interruptibility across spatial context. We first compared interruptibility between spaces where the speaker was installed and not installed, and found that interruptibility was higher in speaker-installed space. Interestingly, moment interruptibility in speaker non-installed space reached about 50%. In other words, even in non-installed space, learners moved to the installed space to engage in microlearning for moment interactions. We further investigated interruptibility across specific locations within installed. In installed space, interruptibility was high when learners were at the desks. According to interviews, within installed space, voice recognition range was an important contextual factor impacting interruptibility. Many learners had installed smart speakers on their desks, which made it easier for them to interact with the speaker while at the desk. On the other hand, in positions farther from the speaker, like the bed, learners reported difficulties in having their voices properly recognized by the speaker, which led them to either stop their current activity or move closer to the speaker. Last, we investigated interruptibility across specific locations within non-installed. Non-installed spaces included the living room, restroom, and other rooms. Interruptibility was highest in the living room. From our interviews for non-installed spaces, audible range was an important contextual factor related to learners' interruptibility. Living room is generally proximate to other rooms, including room with a smart speaker. This allowed learners to hear the speaker better in the living room compared to other rooms, which enabled learners to move to the speaker-installed space. We also checked interruptibility across temporal contexts as well, but no significant patterns were found, likely due to the various daily schedules of learners. Prior studies have provided hypothetical scenarios that may not be applicable when speakers offer useful services. We recruited users who were willing to study and provided them with a proactive microlearning service, which they reported as non-distracting. This indicates that users are likely to perceive proactive services as non-distracting when they receive services that are useful and productive. In our findings, generally, interruptibility decreased for a longer duration of interaction. However, the extent to which interruptibility decreased varied according to user contexts, such as activity and spatial contexts. This suggests that interruptibility varies across various interaction duration and user contexts. Through our research, we have discussed several design implications. We discussed strategies for identifying opportune moments in a domestic setting based on our empirical findings. We also addressed potential privacy concerns associated with context collection and proposed ways to mitigate them. Additionally, our study suggests design implications aimed at enhancing learning opportunities even during imperfect opportune moments, and improving user experience with voice-based conversational services. For details, please see our paper. We explored user perceptions and opportune moments for proactive conversational microlearning and broadened the understanding of integrating proactive conversational microlearning services into everyday life. We hope our findings provide an initial insight toward enabling various proactive conversational services beyond learning applications, particularly those requiring interactions exceeding 1 minute within domestic settings. Thank you for listening.